You follow me. Yes, be a best friend. You follow me. Sit back by the seat. Back by the seat.
double duty today. Good evening, everybody. We gather here today to witness and celebrate an act of deep love. Emma and Brandon, in their devotion, respect, and love for each other, wish to unite in the bond of marriage and dedicate themselves to each other's happiness and well-being as life mates and partners. On behalf of them, I welcome you all. Now, though this is their day, it's a tribute to everybody here today for knowing you and interacting with you has helped Emma and Brandon become who they needed to be to find one another. I'd like to thank you all for that. All of you are the threads which are woven into the tapestry of their lives, and each one of you is an important piece in the story it tells. It's a fabric they will wrap around themselves when the world seems cold, but on days like today, when everything is perfect in their world, they will proudly display this tapestry for all to see with the glorious colors and texture and diversity that each one of you adds. You all hold a very special place in their hearts they have reserved for their closest family and friends. And again, they are deeply grateful for each and every one of you here today. Now, marriage itself is a supreme sharing and perhaps the greatest and most challenging adventure, the most intimate of all human relationships. It's the joyful uniting of two people whose care and affection has flowered into a deep and abiding love. And those who take their sacred vows today have their lives blended together into one, just as the waters of two rivers are joined together to form an even greater one. Now, in such a marriage, the wedding ceremony is a gateway into a mystery. For the lives that you two have lived up until this moment are in some sense now truly complete. Together, you will live within a new creation of something transcendent, something which has never existed before this moment, which is your miraculous marriage. It's precious and sacred and truly unique to just the two of you. In this act, you will open yourselves up to a fuller experience and expression of the great and vast miracle of love. Now, it's important to note, and I know we've talked about this, it's not the ceremony that creates your marriage. You two will do this over time through your love and patience, and dedication and perseverance, through talking and listening, believing in each other, and learning to forgive, and learning to respect and appreciate your differences, and learning to make the important things matter and to just kind of let go of all the rest. So what the ceremony does for you is to witness and affirm the choices you have made to begin a new life together today as husband and wife. Yeah, I said it. Sounds good, doesn't it? Well, when we were talking about a special reading that you might like to have in your ceremony, you guys took this pretty serious and you found a beautiful reading. I don't get to read this one very often, and I've been doing this a lot. But thank you for choosing it, and it is an excerpt from Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. You can give without loving, but you can never love without giving. The great acts of love are done by those who are habitually performing small acts of kindness. We pardon to the extent that we love. Love is knowing that even when you are alone, you will never be lonely again. And great happiness of life is the conviction that we are all loved. Loved for ourselves, and even loved in spite of ourselves. Well, seeing that no moment in anybody's lifetime is without meaning, as we all sit here as your witnesses, ask that you take this marriage as a celebration and continuation of your commitment to one another. This commitment is eternal. Today signifies the creation and forging between your minds, your bodies, and your spirits. May you be fulfilled by each other's love and friendship. May you be overjoyed by the promises you are about to make and the lifetime together you will create. And there's going to be good times and there will be challenging times, but you're going to face these times together and you'll find strength in one another. In your marriage, well, that's going to be a journey, isn't it? It's a time of adventure and excitement enhanced by the love trust, dedication, and faith that you have for one another. Tomorrow can bring you the greatest of joys, but today, in this garden, today is when it truly all begins. So I ask you both, do you present yourselves willingly and of your own accord to be united in marriage today? And will you promise to care for each other in the joys and challenges of life, come what may, and to share the responsibility for the growth and enrichment of your lifetime together? If so, please tell each other, we will.
We will.
Well, now that we know you are ready to step into the circle of matrimony, assuming all its rights, obligations, and abundant joys, I'm going to ask you first, Brandon, to take this amazing, beautiful woman, Emma, who stands before you, to be your wife, to love her, to honor her, to nurture and support her in times of joy and in times of challenge. Do you promise to remain by her side, regardless of what troubles befall you? Do you promise to remain steadfast and true? And do you promise with all your heart and soul to honor the vows you are taking today until death do you part? If so, please tell her, I do. And do you, Emma, take this man, Brandon, who stands before, or no, wait, do you, Emma, take this handsome man, Brandon, who stands before you to be your husband, to love him, to honor him, to nurture and support him in times of joy and in times of challenge? Do you promise to remain by his side regardless of what troubles befall you? And do you promise to remain steadfast and true to him? Do you promise with all your heart and soul to honor the vows you take today until death do you part? If so, please tell him, I do.
I do.
Cool. Well, now we come to the presentation of the wedding rings, which will symbolize and bind your love. May we have the rings, please? I knew we could count on you, Connor. Brandon, will you take the ring you have for Emma, place it on her hand, and repeat these words? Yeah, okay. With this ring, I pledge my love and faithfulness to you. I choose you to be my wife. Never heard that one before. This day and forevermore. Wear this ring and think of me. And know how much I love you. All right, slide it on there. All right. And do you have that pretty bling bling one too that we're going to put on top of it? All right, let's go ahead and just do that. The wedding band always goes on first above the engagement ring. The wedding band is closest to your heart, so there we have it. Well, Emma, do you have a ring for Brandon? You do, okay. Well, will you place that ring on his hand and repeat the words, with this ring, I pledge my love and faithfulness to you. I choose you to be my husband. This day and forevermore. Wear this ring and think of me. And know how much I love you. Emma and Brandon, I ask that you wear these wedding rings and name closing bond, reverence, and trust. Fulfill the circle of love, which now makes you one. Well, you two, here we go. In the presence of your family and friends here today, you have spoken the words and performed the rites which unite your lives. It is truly a joy and a privilege that I can now pronounce you husband and wife. Brandon, you may now kiss your bride. All right, let's get your flowers back. Pretty, pretty pictures. All right, you just go ahead, Brandon, face up there and look at your guests. Put the veil down. All right, hold hands like you like each other. The two of you are now joined in one unbroken circle. Wherever you go, may you always return to one another in your togetherness. May you grow in understanding and in compassion. And may the home that you establish be such a place of sanctuary that all who goes there finds a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise to your feet as I present to you for the first time, as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Brandon and Emma Frazier. Congratulations. One more time for our bride and groom, everybody. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start by recessing the first row up front. Emma and Brandon will greet you as you go through the door. Just follow them. And for a receiving line, and then you can enjoy a cocktail hour while they finish up with their photographer. Everybody enjoy your
Grab the
evening.
bottle. We're done. No, we're inside. We're inside. We're not going to the hotel room. Follow. Don't you grab one?